Hello everyone and welcome back to my Eruption of Shame. And you might be like, wait, Eruption of Shame? It's not the right time of the month for that. And there's no special bundles going. What is he doing? Well, I'll be honest. Eruption of Shame is one of my best series just because I get to put a bunch of actual tags in the thing and people actually are more likely to click on it. So it's a good way of growing the channel and hopefully getting more people watching things like Mountain of Shame and my series is like my new Stardew series, which is great. But just in case, I decided I might give this a go. So essentially, I have more ways of getting games than just simply, getting them in bundles. I obviously buy them a lot, and I also back a lot of games on Kickstarter. So I figured, what's the harm in maybe doing a half, middle of the month sort of roundup of all the Kickstarter projects I'm backing. So essentially, this series, this time of the series, will be spent looking through a lot of the crowdfunding-based games that I have actively backed, and a few I haven't, and talking about my reasonings for backing them, and why I do or don't think you should back them too, whether I think they're going to actually survive or actually get through and whatever. Obviously, Kickstarter is gambling, so only spend what you can afford to lose. So don't consider any of these things as solid recommendations. Don't come back to me in 5 years if your favorite game from this list doesn't actually work out. That's not on me. That's not on Kickstarter. It's only on the developers, unfortunately. But I figure, why not at least have a look at what's out there, what games might be coming your way one day soon, or maybe what games you'll read articles about them sucking and failing. This also opens up the door for me doing some Kickstarter update videos as well, to sort of give a look at what happened to XYZ Kickstarter. It was released XYZ years ago. That being said, I don't know if I'm doing this series for long, or if it'll change to another website, because with this whole crypto thing that Kickstarter's kind of going to, I might end up boycotting them. And if that's the case, this won't be a very long-lived series. But I figured, why not? There's some cool games I'm already backing this year. Why not show them off? So, as you can see, there's a lot of games here, and I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm only going to talk about the ones that I specifically backed, or that I thought sounded interesting or were overly popular to be worth it, okay? And hopefully, we'll be able to go through and have some fun here. So, the first game which I did back this time around is Cursed Crew. So, Cursed Crew is a pirate roguelike that looks very similar to Don't Starve, the great plea game that, we've all seen this. It's a fantastic game. I actually haven't played it myself, so it probably will end up on my Mountain of Shame. But why did you back this? If you don't even like this style of game, why did you back this? Well, for one, I back a lot of games I don't usually like the style of game of, because I'm trying to support the community. And I'm trying to, make gaming better. And also because I like putting myself in the action. So one of the things which this Kickstarter has, which is pretty cool, is you actually can put in your own NPC at a certain trait point. So let's see if we can find this thing here of the actual tiers. If they've got a tier overview, does not look like they... here we go. So yeah, at the lowest tier, you get your name in the credits and you get access to the game. So that's fair enough. That's reasonable. When you get slightly higher, you get the a few different bonuses, like some Kickstarter exclusives, like a captain's hat and coat, the Jackrabbit ship, and a few other things. But these are all boring. These are all stuff that we've seen 100 times before, right? What gets more interesting is when they start giving you the ability to create things. So at £40, you can create your own character for the game to use as an NPC. So you can create your own character. That's pretty fun. At the $100, you get that, and you also get to design your own flag and symbol or pattern. At $150, you also get to come up with a character trait. And at $300, which is getting a bit much, is also custom captain hat, and the name of the captain will appear on the ship. It come up with curse, unique ship variant, etc. It gets very expensive very quickly. Awaken your boss, create a boss monster, you get the idea. It gets pretty expensive. But if I was honestly the one to say, hey, you should back something, I think this 150 tier is perfect. You get to come up with a character trait, you get to come up with your own character and your own flag in the game. These are massive things. They'll change the way you play the game. They'll allow you to have your own ship flag. And yes, these usually get shared amongst everyone. So that is Cursed Crew, and that is why I backed it, because it's really had a nicely priced creative tier. I love those. It has been funded, and it has reached multiple Kickstarters, multiple stretch goals, including the more soundtrack, more canon variations, and new map. It has got 33 hours to go, though, so if you want to get on board with the Cursed Crew, well, you should probably get to it quickly. Now, it should be said, however, there's more to show than just this, and I'm going to try and do this. So, without further ado, here's the Cursed Crew Kickstarter trailer. So I'll only show the gameplay elements of these trailers. I won't go into talking bits. If you want to see the rest of it, I'll put a link up in the top there if I can work it out. I haven't done that before, so we'll see if I can put a link up the top there if you want to check it out yourself. However, that was Cursed Crew. Now, I think I've decided I'm actually going to go and show you the next Kickstarter video first, and then I'm going to go in and show you the next game. So that's probably how we're going to go. I'm going to go through, show you the games trailer, and then I'm going to talk about why I decided to back it or didn't back it. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Alright, so the second game is Above Snakes. Now, Above Snakes is another game, well, it just popped up in my list, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I saw it advertised by one of the companies that does one of my other Kickstarters, and, I mean, it looked pretty damn good, didn't it? Western-inspired survival base building mechanic game for PC, but it allows you to build up your own isometric tiles based on what you actually want to do. Now, this game also only has 3 days left at time of recording for you to get on with it. It has only reached a couple of goals so far, so it's pretty early on. Made by Tobias Schnackenberg, German indie game developer, so yay. And essentially, yeah, I just backed this one because I mean, look at the concept art, look at the trailer. It looks really good, and we don't get that many really good Wild West sort of stuff. And I definitely prefer space, but it looks pretty good if you ask me. So essentially, I decided to back it, and I did back it. Now, I don't believe I backed this one very high. It doesn't seem to have any creative tiers or anything like the other one. I just backed it for the basic game stuff. But, I mean, you know, why not? It looks pretty good. Now, do we have a tier overview on here? Yes, we do. So, it costs only £17 to get the game, $19 US. And then you can get the plus version, which also contains digital soundtrack and diary, beta access. You've then got the ability to use pre-access, like alpha campaign, and then you get some unique things. As you see here, exclusive in-game furniture, exclusive in-game legendary golden weapons to get. Now, should be said, these exclusive in-game items, they are usually exclusive. They won't usually show up elsewhere. But they're not usually anything special that will ruin your progression. So don't feel too afraid of getting them or missing them. So yeah, it doesn't seem too crazy. You also do your name and message shows when interacting on a gravestone. I've got to admit, I do like that, but not for £100. It's a little bit steep for just an interaction. They also then go down into physical things, such as the in-game the t-shirt and the box set and all that sort of jazz. And then finally, they have some proper creative tiers down the end. But yeah, no, I wasn't going to go that far. I don't know if you want to go that far. I don't even know if there's that many left. Is there any left? Are they all came up? Nope, no one's went for the original notebook. No, one person's went for the tile creator. Like, sometimes the creative tiers are just too much. But the game itself looked beautiful, and I figured I'd give it a go. So yeah. If you like it too, once again, link will be plastered up in the top right hand corner. Let's go check out the next trailer. All right, so this one's might seem a little bit left of field, the Ignis Universalis. It's definitely got a very different art style from the last few we went through, but it looked really cool as well. Now, at first when I saw this, I thought it was just going to be another boring visual novel, dime a dozen sort of thing. However, when I looked at the JRPG system and the storyline and just even the action with the music and all that, I was like, this looks like it could be fun, and this looks like it could be cool. So I did decide to back this. Once again, I did do a I forget which I'll actually back this one, but basically I just thought this was worth it. It currently has not reached its goal. It has 10 days left to go. It is possible this whole project will fail. So if you like look at this is exactly when you need to jump on board and grab a game if you think it looks good. And personally, I thought this looked pretty good. Based on what was setting up. So you've got your four characters. You've got Sylvana, We've got Princess Xena, Mordina, and Alana. And yeah, you just got this lovely little thing. It's obviously still being built. It's still very early on in early days. The combat system is a little bit janky by the looks of it, but it looks really, really quite fun. So I decided to back it. I don't believe I backed it for too much. I believe... What did I back it for? I think I may have backed it for maybe a couple of the copies. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't back too much, but I did think it looked pretty damn good. So, yeah, I don't have much more to say about this one. Just that I do hope it gets over the line. If it doesn't, of course, I will be withdrawing before it finishes. But that's just because I don't like having the incomplete project on my list. But I honestly think it's got enough time. It could work out. So let's look at the next game. Video must be a different size, sorry. Alright, so this is Ktori Academy. And once again, it looked pretty nice. Like, I'm not even a big fan of cats, but the whole rest of the game looks beautiful. It looks charming. And how could I not, right? Like, it looks like it is a beautiful labor of love. It looks like they've done so much work already just to make that vertical slice. They've already reached their goal, so you don't need to be worried about this one not reaching their goal. There will be stretch goals, I'm sure. And essentially, yeah, they've already reached a lot of them. So currently they've already reached the Ktori Academy. Yep, that's the base one. Cat accessories, new magical infirmary, and they're going towards this fruit dragon's goal. Look, I love farming games. You should know that because of the whole Stardew Valley series thing. But I just love these sort of farming games. And I love these life simulators that are starting to take that farming simulator aspect and make it like expand. Now, it doesn't necessarily say anything about dating, which is one of my favorite aspects of these sort of life simulator games, but it just looks so nice, doesn't it? It's like Porsche, for example. It took the life sim and turned it into having the warehouse and workhouse and such, and you were trying to make be a carpenter basically. But this one is the same, but it's for wizards. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful concept to bring in these different genres and, well, do something special with them. I think that this game looks phenomenal, and I think that everyone should definitely jump on board with this one. It just looks really promising from what we can see here. Now, as for the reward tiers for this one, let's go down and see them. Oh, the owl is very cute. I mean, obviously I'm going to like the owls, but... Alright, so... For this one, I believe I actually did back it a fair amount. I think I got the digital ultimate edition. But essentially, as you can see here... Or was it the other one? I think it might be this one. Yeah, that's right, because there were 3 levels it gave... Yes. There were 3 levels which gave like increasing amounts of Kickstarter stuff, exclusive stuff. And I was like, well, I didn't really like the most expensive one, but I felt like getting the 68 to get the second copy and this stuff just felt like perfect, like the perfect idea. So it starts off pretty low. You just get Discord role, the copy. At 25, you get the game. Oh, you get the game. You get beta access. Or you get 15, gets you the game. At 30, you get to be put in the name in the credits. I love being put in the credits. It's one of my favorite things. And then at 68, you get a second copy of the game, and you also get a bunch of these in-game items. And I'm always a fan of those, even though I prefer creative tiers. Now, that is one thing that this project definitely falls back on. It does not have any creative tiers. So it's only got this Your Cat Companion in-game, which is at a pretty prohibitively expensive point of $750. But clearly, the in-game items they're offering, the looks of what they're offering here, it's something that just will appeal to a lot of people, you know? And also, look at this little guy, little Calcifer-style fire plant. He's adorable. And I absolutely think this game looks just so great. And I'm so glad it's already reached its backing level. So definitely, if you like the look at this Ktori Academy, pick it up, get it, grab it. But now, let's go look at the next trailer.
Well, lost another one.
Can't seem to get the hang of this.
Listen, to manage a tavern of heroes, just focus on the 3 Ds. Dungeons, development, and drinks.
And that's all there is to it?
Yeah. They'll be fine. Thirsty Heroes, a game for PC and mobile devices. Pledge now on Kickstarter.
Alright, so Thirsty Heroes. You're probably like, wait, what? That at the start, it looks pretty boring and plain. However, then it really expands with this whole tavern building sort of aesthetic, and I love a good tycoon game. Now, I was a little bit turned away by the whole mobile thing, but really, there's no reason why this wouldn't work perfectly on mobile without holding back what actually you want to do, like all this tycoon stuff. There are some great tycoon games on mobile, such as the entire Carriosoft series. Now, thankfully, this game has already reached its goal, which, granted, was not very high to begin with, and has always started on its stretch goals, though, granted, not many. But I just thought this seemed really fun. Like, I love the aesthetic. I love the humor in the trailer. I just thought this was a really interesting thing. And one more thing I loved, which you're probably going to foresee, because I've already talked about it already, but it has some very interesting rewards. So, first of all, you can get the game, your name in the your gaming windows with your Discord port and the name and perks and name and credits, which is fine. You can then, of course, get beta access, which is also fairly reasonable and fine. Nothing too crazy there. Those are the only tiers, which is really odd when you think about it. But here's the thing. They are using add-ons to their highest potential I've ever seen. And what they've got is a bunch of really interesting add-ons. So you can make your own combo pledge, which I think is really fun. You can add the soundtrack for $5. Fair enough. Nothing too crazy there. Another beta invite for another $5. Yep. A unique backer garb. Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? It looks pretty good. Extra game copy. Yeah, that's nice. But you can also have designer add-ons. And that's what got me. I was just going to back this at just a regular tier and just be done with it, essentially. But then when I got in there and found out, oh no, you can do a lot more. You can design a hero. So you can design a hero a hero for hire that appears in all players' games. A unique combination of hero name, appearance, and social traits from existing options. So granted, it is a character creator, but still lets you put your own character in there, which is pretty fun. You also get to do a poster designer. As another option, you get to create a poster, which goes in the game. Also pretty cool. A pet designer, same deal. You get to give an animal companion into the game, which is pretty fun. And this, I got this one as well, the drink designer. Create a special drink that drops randomly as loot and can be served to heroes in the tavern. You specify name, description, appearance, and effects of the drink. Okay? And of course, gear designer. Granted, this is getting a lot more expensive at this point, but I mean, it's pretty cool. If you can do an entire armor set, like that's really cool. And then quest designer, which of course that's just adding more content to the game. Monster designer, obviously that's going to be expensive, but just the fact those are there makes this a really compelling and interesting option if you want to just make something and try something out new. So yeah, this one's got 22 days to go. So if you like what you see here, I will put a link once again up in the corner. But otherwise, let's go on to the next trailer. Okay, so that is the Brew Barons, and quite frankly, this is what I only backed today, so it's only is a very recent one. It hasn't been on Kickstarter for too long. It wasn't there last time I looked, or I probably would have gotten it. It's got a pretty boring looking icon, but when you watch that trailer, it can really get you on board, and you can really see that they've actually put a lot of effort into this game, to the point where, like, you might think I'm an alcoholic for the last two game choices, but I'm not. I don't even drink, and I'm loving this. So, the Brew Barons, it seems to be combining some really interesting gameplay between the arcadey flight, which, yes, looks very, shall we say, simplistic, to RPG elements, which is all the building up the planes, which looked a little bit more advanced, and then the business management, which, I mean, come on, just the animations when they changed the bottles, that was just beautiful. So I think this game looks really fun. Now, I didn't back it for very much. However, I just thought, you know what? This is a game which I could see myself. At least I want to support it. You know, I want to bring it in. Now, obviously, it's still at the very start. Hasn't reached its goals yet. It's got some stretch goals if it reaches that. Most of the backer rewards were just glasses, so I didn't really see any value in getting those personally, just because I don't even drink. But yeah, it looks quite interesting, you know. Basically, yeah. See, which whiskey lover goes straight up to the whiskey lover. There's no real like properly priced creative tiers or anything. It's just all the booze. But yeah, there it is. That's the creative tier, $11.80. Very expensive creative tier on creating a unique NPC. $2,000 for a plane, and I can see why they do that, but it definitely sort of makes it so I probably don't want to go any further when it comes to the amount I'm backing it for. However, it looks really good. I want to see it cross the line because it just sounds like a really unique and interesting game. Now, there's only one more game left which I have personally backed this month, and then there's 3 which I want to look at and see if it's worth getting. So let's go look at the last one that I've backed.
A cozy woodland community full of friendly faces, hidden trinkets, and delightful locations is waiting to be explored. It's your first day on the job as a newly minted Mail Scout, and the cute critters that inhabit the woods are eagerly awaiting their parcels. Mailtime is a relaxing cottagecore adventure set in a peaceful forest far, far away. Run, jump, and glide across 8 unique locations in this cozy platformer. Meet 15 heartwarming characters with their own stories and charms, explore colorful and whimsical environments, deliver letters and packages to help the inhabitants of the Grumblewood Grove, and gain your Mail Scout badges on the way to becoming a true Mail Scout. In Mailtime you play at your own pace, with no time limits, no pressure, and no risk of harm. Relax and explore the forest at your own pace, taking as much or as little time as you like. Customize your Mail Scout with over 46,000 possible variations. Earning Mail Scout badges will upgrade your gliding ability. Collect as many as you can and try to climb the trees of the Grumblewood Grove. What's the highest place you can get to? So grab your trusty mushroom hat, your pack full of letters, and your unbridled enthusiasm. It's mail time!
Look, I just found this game to look adorable, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to back it because it really didn't seem like the sort of game I would like to play. Like, it doesn't really have too much to it. However, at the same time, it just looks so adorable that even just backing it to help get it out there, I wanted to do that. So that's what I did. I didn't back for very much in this game. But I really do appreciate and support everything these guys are doing. It looks adorable. It looks like the perfect game to play when you just want to chill out. It looks like the perfect game to play with kids. It looks like the perfect game to just have, you know? It just looks lovely. So that's why I decided to back this one as the final option. Now, it does have, yeah, there we go. Senior Scout. Get access to exclusive Mailtime digital wallpapers for $35. Yeah. I think this is probably the biggest issue I have. Their rewards are kind of uninspired, which is a bit okay. Like, you get play Mailtime when it launches for $20, fine, but then $15 for just digital wallpapers and an art book. I guess an art book's probably worth it, but yeah, I don't know. The alpha access or beta access tier at $55, postcard, mailroom holder, like, just goes straight to physicals, and yeah, plushie, which is quite good. I actually quite like plushies in general, but it takes a while. Yeah, name one of the hidden collectibles. Just says name, so it doesn't say create. Have a scout, like a quote for 600. I probably would have had that a lot lower and let everyone get a yearbook quote. I think that'd be so much better. But yeah, apart from the reward tiers, which are a little bit uninspiring, the game itself looks really good, and it looks really lovely, and I just wanted to at least be part of getting it together. This one as well only just launched, has 29 days to go, so if you like the look of Mailtime, maybe pick it up. Otherwise, let's go look at the Kickstarter projects that I currently have not backed for this month. All right, now you might be like, wait, why didn't you back that? That looks awesome. I admit, even the music in that trailer definitely gets close to swaying me every time I hear it. The music sounds phenomenal. The reason I haven't currently backed it. Now, that's not to say I won't. I'm watching this project on my actual account. But the reason I didn't back is just I'm not really a massive fan of these retro sort of like Game Boy Color style reimaginings. And it's fine. They're good games. But I decided not to just yet. That being said, though, made by Shovel Knight's creators, that's pretty amazing as it is. The music was phenomenal, so there's that. It's already partway through a lot of its major stretch goals. So yeah, if you like to look at this, which granted you probably will, you might want to back it. I probably will at some point, but at the moment it's still. I've still got a question mark on whether I actually want to back it. Now, I did back Shovel Knight's Kickstarter for their board game. That's fun. But that's about where I'm currently at the moment. I gotta admit, it does give me old Zelda vibes, and it does look pretty damn good. So I might change my mind before the end of the month. And if you want to get it, if you're getting any of these things, put them down in the description down below. But still, so yeah, $20 gets you the game. Fair enough. You can also get a backstage music pass for checking out when they're actually making the music. You've got a digital art book. Once again, I'm not really sure about the price there, but let's be honest. If you're backing this project, you're probably not backing it for value. You're backing it for the fact it looks amazing, and you're okay with paying $30 or $20 for an art book. $75 for a game dev hangout, which is just watching design streams, just like the other things. So two of these rewards so far are just streams. So far, yeah, I would definitely just get the game at this point. Wait, does the game even? No, looks like the game on its own doesn't even give you credits tier, which is a little bit sad. Anyway, physical game for 100. Physical CD soundtrack for 120, enamel pin for 150, your name in the game for 200, but only name. Physical art book for 225, a Mina plush, which is probably the coolest thing, but it's 250, and a game design document book for 500. NPC director for a day, so you design a minor NPC, that's pretty good, but $750, quite expensive. $100 for assistant director for a day to design an element like an NPC, trinket, item, fodder, or enemy. So, yep. And then director for a day, a major content including mini boss, side quest, sidearm, or big enemy. So, yeah, it's understandable at this point that, and they're always sold out as well. So, see, yeah, it's understandable that they would price these creative tiers this high. I know I usually say, oh, it's too high. Now, this is a big name Kickstarter. It's already reached over 1.2 million odd, and almost $1 million, $750,000 US. So there's a lot here. This is going to go nuts, especially like this is going to keep going up. It'll reach most of its stretch goals, and it'll be definitely everywhere. So yeah, if you look at this, I'm still on the fence. Like, it looks great, but I feel like it's sort of something I just want to experience the music after its release. I know that by not backing this, it's still going to come into being, but if you like the looks of it, just grab it. It looks amazing, so I don't blame you. All right, so you can probably tell why I haven't backed that. And you can probably tell why it's one of the ones I'm going to back near the end of its time. Because while I suck at Metroidvanias, and while I'm not really a massive fan of a fantasy aesthetic, it is still a beautiful game. It still looks like it's made with absolute love and affection. It just looks really nice, right? So I probably will end up backing it at the end, but not currently. But it looks really cool. So this is Bo, Path of Teal Lotus. 45k Switch port already funded. 47 for cinematic mode funded. Animated intro, that's really cool, funded. Boss rots funded. New hardcore platforming gauntlet, oh god no, funded. Musical mayhem, so that's apparently more music. And then new team members to get more people on board, which makes sense, and then just more. So these are actually some really nice and really manageable stretch goals they've got here. Nothing here is too crazy for them to make. In fact, a lot of them are quite simple. It's a good series of quick stretch goals. This game is actually doing a really good job at stretch goals. I just have to say that. Besides that, I mean, the game looks beautiful. What they've got here already looks really impressive. Its soundtrack is lovely. Let's have a look at the rewards. So, currently, it seems that the first tiers, the primary rewards, go from 20 to 75, starting with a digital copy of Bo, wallpapers, and name as credits as a backer. Then for 30, for an extra $10, you get an original soundtrack. For another $10, you get an art book. For another $20, you get beta access. And for another $15 on top of that, you get your name and a haiku, in-game library. I don't know if you have to write the haiku or if they write it for you. I don't know. I'm guessing there's going to be some more here as well. Yep, updated physical reward tiers. So now 125 also contains the Bo plushie and the Bo physical poster. And 200 gets you the poster but has it signed. There are lots and lots of sold out tiers, unfortunately. Co-design a citizen of Sakura, co-design a core NPC, co-design an enemy, co-design a boss. So yeah, it looks like they did have designer tiers, but they were all sold out. Wow, they were all sold out at $5,000 for a co-designed boss. Damn, good job, guys. $2,000 for an NPC, $400 for an enemy. Okay, $300 for a citizen is pretty reasonable. But damn, they did very well to get those creative tiers sold out. If you do price your creative tiers highly, you can pay off, but not always. But yeah, so this is Bo. Once again, another interesting game. There's one more game that I am not backing in this current section. I don't think I'm going to back this one at all. So let's go have a look at that. Oh, sorry. I might actually back this one. I don't know. There was another one I wasn't going to. I was going to spotlight, then decide not to. But no, I'm not sure about this one. I just saw it. All right, sorry, this was not the game I was thinking it was going to be. As in, there was a horror game I originally had on there, and I decided not to spotlight it because it was kind of a little bit eh. And there was also a couple of lewd games which I removed. And I was like, well, it's not that I have anything against spotlighting not safe for work games, obviously, but they didn't really look good enough to be worth including in this. But this one did pop up when I was actually opening up all the other windows, all the other games, and I was like, well, actually, might as well look at this one too. So I actually haven't had a chance to pre-look at this one currently, but it looks pretty interesting. It has interesting music. It's probably still not something I would back personally or want to back personally, but you never know. So $5 for a digital copy of the game. That is incredibly cheap entry price. Yes, and you get soundtrack for another $5. You get $15 for a digital artwork that's signed. Okay, $50 for your name in the credits. Yeah, that's pretty expensive, name in the credits. $100, which also gets you your name as an AI character in game. So yeah, create a very basic creative tier there with just having your name. It's more of a cameo tier than a creative tier. So yeah, this is the final game that we're going to spotlight for now. But if you like the look of it, once again, links will be up there. I hope as soon as I can work it out. Sorry if it's not up there when you watch. But yeah, that is the Kickstarter. That's the Eruption of Shame for Kickstarter and for crowdfunding for the month of February 2022. Now, once again, I don't know if I'm going to keep this series going or not. But if you like what you saw here, write down comments. If you find a Kickstarter project which you think is worth actually looking more deeply into that I might have missed, type in the comments. Like, there's a few here that have gotten recently decently good funding that I just wasn't that interested in, so I didn't actually focus on. But in general, there's a lot of games on Kickstarter all the time. And hopefully, maybe having a series like this will help. I'll make sure people don't miss any games, and then I'll stop it the second that this bloody crypto stuff starts. So, hey, this might be the last episode. If they launch cryptos in March, I'm not going to do a March one. Anyway, thank you for joining me on my Eruption of Shame. If you have any feedback about the format, please do tell me. I'm trying my best. Or if you have any feedback about, well, anything else, any games you're backing this month, anything you're trying to, anything you think that people should know. Maybe I accidentally spotlighted a game which you think is a bit of a risk. Maybe I've ignored a game that you think looks amazing. I don't know. Tell me. Write down in the comments, and we'll hopefully have some good discussions going. Like, this one's got really high funding, and I don't actually know what that is. So yeah, there's a few here which I haven't actually looked at, and I'm not trying to be mean to them. It's hard to go through all of them. Anyway, thank you for joining me on my Eruption of Shame. This has been Kickstarter Projects, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.